unique approach to targeting the underlying mechanisms of neurodegeneration will set it apart from the competition. But as with any early-stage biotech, there are significant risks. Clinical trials are expensive, time-consuming, and often end in disappointment. Still, if CervoMed's science holds up, the potential rewards could be enormous, not just for investors but for society as a whole. But remember, early-stage pharma is high risk, high reward. For every success story, there are dozens of companies that never make it past the clinical trial stage. The volatility can be stomach-churning, and it's not uncommon to see these stocks swing wildly on the back of a single press release or clinical update. If you're thinking about investing in a company like CervoMed, you need to be prepared for a bumpy ride. It's not for the faint of heart, but for those willing to take the risk. The payoff can be substantial. Just make sure you're not betting more than you can afford to lose. Now let's talk about ACXP, or Acurx Pharmaceuticals. This company is all about tackling one of the biggest threats to modern medicine: antibiotic resistance. You've probably heard the warnings. If we don't develop new antibiotics, we could be heading for a post-antibiotic era, where even minor infections become deadly. Acurx is developing a new class of antibiotics designed to overcome resistance and treat infections that no longer respond to existing drugs. Their lead candidate is currently in clinical trials, and early data suggests it could be effective against some of the most dangerous superbugs out there. The company's approach is innovative, targeting bacterial cell division in a way that makes it harder for resistance to develop. If they succeed, it could be a major breakthrough, not just for patients, but for the entire healthcare system. If their pipeline delivers, hospitals everywhere will thank them, and so might your portfolio. The market for new antibiotics is huge, and the need is urgent. Hospitals are desperate for new options to treat resistant infections, and governments around the world are starting to offer incentives for companies that can deliver. But as with any biotech, there are no guarantees. The path from promising data to approved drug is long and fraught with obstacles. Still, Acurx is one to watch if you believe in the future of antibiotic innovation. But clinical trial success is never guaranteed. Even the most promising drugs can stumble in the final stages, and setbacks are common. Regulatory agencies like the FDA have high standards, and a single unexpected side effect can derail years of work. For investors, this means that patience and a strong stomach are essential. It's important to keep an eye on the data, understand the risks, and be prepared for the possibility that things might not go as planned. Next up is PCSA, Processa Pharmaceuticals. This company is focused on developing therapies for rare diseases, also known as orphan diseases. These are conditions that affect a small percentage of the population, but for those who suffer from them, the impact can be life-changing.